I have a story for you, so get comfy. Are you comfy? No, too late, too late. So me and my friend, let's call him John, we used to skateboard. We try and find the biggest hills we could find and skate down them. There was no feeling like it. Giant empty roads, endlessly gliding with my arms out, paws face to the sky. Any witnesses could have mistaken us for skater messiahs. Oh. I'd imagine like I was surfing the tarmac like Jack Kahuna Laguna. Jack Kahuna Laguna. Jack Kahuna Laguna. Now I know 3 skate tricks. Skate trick number 1, jumping on the board. I was pretty good at that. Put a skateboard in front of me. Woo! That. Doing tricks. Skate trick number 2, jumping off the board. That's right. I am very skilled. And we don't talk about skate trick number 3. Nobody talks about skate trick number 3. One night we're feeling really brave, and there's always this one hill that we never done. Never dared to do. We called it K3. We called it that because it was bigger than K2. I looked at John, and he goes, "Do you want to skate it?" And I look right back. I pause. Say on one condition. If we make it to the end, we perform the legendary 3rd trick. And then John goes, "You've got yourself a deal." Knowing full well we probably weren't even going to make it to the bottom. He knew as soon as we hit the sound barrier, we would be taking off. Undeterred, we climbed K3. A hike not yet done by man, or at least any man I knew, mainly because most people just drove up it, but still. So we finally make it to the top, and we turn around and face this huge hill that we're about to conquer, and we're both like, "This is the big one." Yeah? Yep. My little heart was racing so fast, but in a bid not to look so terrified, I performed trick number 1. I jumped on the board. John performed trick number 1 as well. If this was a video game, we'd be then tied for score. Trick number 1 each. That's pretty good. But then, we started to descend into ever-increasing speeds, and we got faster and faster and faster. There was a moment when me and John both looked at each other, and in that instant I had a flashback of actual Jack Kahuna Laguna. In return for its awesomeness, the big one demands a sacrifice. One of you will not return. We knew what we signed up for. We'd already accepted the terms, Jack Kahuna Laguna. But mid-stare, we both knew exactly what we needed to do. And this is in sync. We're both like on another level right now. We both crouch low to the floor, throw our arms back, like we were trained by the blue hedgehog himself. And one after the other, you could actually hear the sonic booms. Thoof, thoof. There was a visible slipstream in our wake. Literally, the conspiracy theorists were like, chemtrails, definitely. But it was at this moment, and out of absolutely nowhere, an actual badger, runs out on the road in front of us. Now, I have never seen anything move as fast as this in my life. To this day, I'm convinced that badgers run faster than horses. None of you can convince me otherwise. No, none of you. It was going at like Mach 5, staying dead in the middle of the road. Anyway, we're in shock, obviously. John and me were in the middle of doing one of the most coolest and most badass things that we've ever attempted. And out of nowhere, Mother Nature sends a badger. A sign. So we're now speeding down this hill, following behind this badger. And all of a sudden, the badger turns to go down a different road. And it's a road we've not been down before. Somehow, through something I can only regard to as telepathy, without speaking, me and John were both like, we're gonna follow that badger. We follow the badger. It was like we were watching a nature documentary in real time, at top speed, Mach 11. The only thing missing would be if David Attenborough was there himself, just shredding a half pipe, but he wasn't allowed out. He wasn't allowed out. But anyway, we suddenly realized something. Very, very quickly. The road was coming to an abrupt end, and we had literally no time to make a decision and act. And in slow motion, I looked at John, and John looks to me, and he yells, "Bail! Bail!" That's me doing slow motion. To which I respond, no. Probably not the best idea. Now John, he must have been in awe of my mental fortitude, or, you know, mental stupidity. But he then performs trick number 2. You know, he jumps off his skateboard. We were going so fast that he was barely being able to keep up his own momentum. He was just going. I've never seen his limbs move so fast. But not me. I'm sealed in. I'm not performing trick number 2. No. I'm seeing it through to the end. And I prepare to perform the unspoken, the impossible trick number 3. The Super McVarial 900. A trick so legendary, it could only be attempted in cartoons. And even then, it wasn't always successful. But like I say, I'm locked in. There's only one way getting out of this train wreck. And just as I'm about to pull off this epic move that I totally have the skills and experience to do, the badger turns his head and makes eye contact with me. Just a full on. And before I know it, I run out of road and my skateboard kisses the curb. See, my feet were firmly planted on that skateboard, but my body was still moving and I started to fly. For a moment, as I barrel rolled, I was literally weightless. And like my skateboard, if it was still attached, I knew that this was the coolest and closest thing that I'd ever get to an actual Super McVarial 900. The closest I'd ever come to greatness. You could almost see the ambient heavenly glow radiating from just an attempt of the move. But obviously, that didn't work out. And I completely wiped out. But you know what? Just as I landed, and I kid you not, okay, the badger stopped what it was doing, looked at me, and it started laughing. Did you know that badgers can laugh? Because I didn't. Oh, let me see if I can get the sound, because there's going to be a sound somewhere. See? That's what he did. It was fine. I mean, I'm sure badgers can skate too. But I was just there lying on the ground looking at him run away afterwards, laughing. My face. One day I might go back to K3 and reskate it. Might run into that badger again. Reminisce and recover some of my dignity. But I'm not as wild as I once was. No. Well, that's not entirely true, but it's definitely one of my core memories. If you want to hear any of my other stories, click that subscribe button. It's like joining a waiting list for each story, and it helps me out. But if you don't want to, that's fine. You can find me on Twitch and chat to me live on Wednesdays, 4 PM UK time, or join us over on Discord. Links in the description. Peace.